All right. We're doing this. Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Live from the Mainstream Cannabis Media Empire, I'm Travis Lippert, CEO of Veedverks Unlimited Limited, better known as Veedverks.
I'm Michael Miller, National Director for PanaceaLife.com, CBD manufacturer here in beautiful Golden, Colorado.
We are streaming to YouTube today.
Yay.
Because last week we were streaming to Facebook and our show got shut down in the middle of it.
We got our hand slapped. Can you believe that?
Well,
and not even the letter saying, hey,
No.
warning.
They killed our stream and then they deleted the post and they didn't give us a message about it even.
They deleted the post as well?
Yeah, they deleted the post while we were still
Shame on them.
live. So,
shame on them.
So please subscribe to our YouTube channel and that way you will be able to continue seeing these excellent broadcasts that we do.
And it's more about our guests, right? We have a great guest today as well.
We do.
Yep.
We have with us Kerri Accardi from 420 Media.
Hey. Hi, guys.
Hey, Kerri. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And whoa, I didn't know that happened on Facebook.
Yeah. That's the first time, though. We've done, 30 shows at least?
At least.
That's the first time we got our hands slapped.
Yeah.
Why'd they do that?
Because we wouldn't say the M word.
The M word.
The M word.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to say the M word.
Yeah. I think it had something to do with
our guest.
Our guest.
Yeah.
I think that he is one of these people who has been
out there fighting the battle.
And potentially shadow banned by Facebook. So I think that got us that put us under scrutiny.
Yeah.
And then maybe some of the subject matter we were talking about RSO, and right about then is where it seemed to go down.
Yep.
So that's I'll tell you what though, that's a fine how do you do. We put just you and I put a good solid 40 something hours worth of content on Facebook, gotten them thousands and thousands and thousands of views, tens of thousands of minutes of people watching these shows, and to kill our stream and then to delete the post and to not even send us a message about it. That's
there's no happy ending without that message.
Did you message them?
Say again?
Did you message them about it?
Nope.
We don't want to draw attention to us.
These are very serious, though, guys. It's happened to you. We can laugh, but at the end of the day, there's businesses that rely on these sources to get the information out, or for us to get this information. And when you're cutting off education, not promoting any products or anything like that, it's disheartening to hear, but definitely worth the battle, I think, because they are changing their rules on Facebook.
Well,
you never know. And you're a battler, Trav. I can't believe you didn't do anything.
I just needed to get our next thing set up to make sure that
it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, my main concern was that we did, in fact, get YouTube set up. We did it on Thursday. We actually did, I think, 2 shows on Thursday going to YouTube. So
and you didn't get shut down?
No, YouTube didn't shut
You guys
us down.
don't rank like our show. Your Thursday show just doesn't rank. Controversial as ours.
Well, that's good. You found a solution, so that's great. And, that's a lot of what we all deal with in this industry.
Well, some of the important things is we like to bring on guests that have true life experience within our industry. And now that we're streaming through Dash Radio, we want to make sure that in case Facebook does whack us, we're still streaming live on YouTube.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that. Tell me about Dash Radio.
Well, we go through a good friend of mine, Purple Haze Dash Radio, Andrew Piscalis, and he owns Purple Haze Properties and a couple other really great companies there in Southern California out of Hollywood. And, he's putting us on our platform, all our shows, and it's a good thing because he has built in about 1.253 million followers. So it's a good thing, not only for our guests, but getting good, solid, honest information out there.
So, Kerri, tell us about 420 Media for our listeners who have not heard of you yet.
Yeah, sure. So 420 Media is an agency, is a marketing agency for the cannabis industry. We work on 3 main components. That's our digital strategy, content creation and distribution. So while all these money is going into building products, we have to make sure those products get to the right audience. And so what we do is we work with businesses like your own businesses, actually, to help reach those audience. Now, there's a lot of people, I know you guys are located in Colorado, but across the country and across the globe right now, people are dying for this and literally dying before they're getting this information. And so, 420 Media is really more of a bridge to reaching the audience. And we work B2B, but it's really about mainstream, about those people that don't know about the tinctures and the lotions and the potions and, all the great products and services that this industry holds. And, especially with the changing of the Farm Bill, we're adding hemp into this situation. You're talking about hemp concrete and hemp fiber and all these other great businesses. So we work with them to help bring their products out to market. And then we are currently working with our friend, the Commissioner of Agriculture now, Positive Nelson, on their first cannabis hemp CBD conference. So this is really meant to educate and empower, not infiltrate. And we're going to be providing best-in-class services and products for them to build the infrastructure of the cannabis, hemp, and CBD industries in the islands. This is very exciting times right now, and really important we align on getting this information out. Otherwise everyone gets shut down like you guys did off Facebook.
I agree. So digital strategy, content creation, and distribution, and what's the third thing? Well,
it's digital strategy. So it starts with digital strategy. What is the goals? What's your objective? Who are you trying to reach? And what's your budget? I think these are things that people are often overlooked and are not taking. They get upset. People are getting upset when corporate comes in, but they're not looking at the strategy behind getting their products to market. And so before we start anything, what is the strategy? Is it a television commercial? Is it going to be on social media? Is it an integrated campaign? And then based on that and the budget and timeline, we go into the content creation. So again, are we creating, is it a photo campaign? Is it social media, graphics? Are we going on video shoots? And then the distribution. So, outlets like yours, are we throwing interviews on? Are we going into magazines, television, social, and whatnot? And so it all complements each other, but without knowing a strategy, then you're going to be all over the place, and the money's going to be lost before people realize it's gone.
Did you happen to see, let's see if I can get this pulled up here.
Quick shout out and congratulations to Senator Positive Nelson. Yay, he got the job.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah,
that's a real deal.
Yeah, I love that. That is fantastic. Right. He's such a good person.
Did you see?
He's a great person and so persistent and passionate through it all.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting for that compressor to kick off. I can't believe their timing is just uncanny.
There it goes.
Did you see this where a CBD company is going to sponsor one of the Indy 500 cars?
Yeah, I read it this morning. It was multiple CBD companies, actually.
Time to get on board, NASCAR.
Travis, I swear I thought of you. I read the article thinking I was going to see your name pop up.
Same here.
Yeah. We're working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Our plan, what we have proposed to NASCAR is to, on August 31st, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to race his first race this year.
That's fantastic.
He raced, I think, one race last year after he retired from full-time driving. So August 31st, Darlington, I think
great
South
track.
Carolina. Yeah.
Yep.
And so Dale Earnhardt Jr. is coming back to race in the Xfinity Series, and his cousin Jeffrey Earnhardt is a regular in that series. And so what we propose to NASCAR is let's put 3 Earnhardts one night. And so we're trying to sponsor Bobby Dale Earnhardt
nice.
In that race. And so hopefully we'll find out this week. They're all in Charlotte right now. There was a little mix-up with getting some products to them, but supposedly if they test these products and find out that there's no THC in them, which is the case, then they should approve us. And so that'll be a big deal. And we've got, so the car owner would be Carl Long from our previous thing, and then Bobby was the front tire changer on Carl's car during that race. And so then we sponsored Bobby in the ARCA series, and that was on FS1. And so I was trying to look up this morning to see who the so NBC is broadcasting the Indy 500, and I'm not sure. Hopefully NBC is also going to be the broadcaster or the network that shows that race, so that we could just already have that taken care of. But I didn't figure out this morning yet who.
Does it have the companies?
It says
Kraft
1861 is, yeah, they're the company who's in this article at least. So anyway, I thought that was interesting that all their press releases about the first company to no.
Veedverks, brother.
We did
Veedverks.
NASCAR, we did ARCA, we did first monster truck, we sponsored Bringone all last year.
You were the first one whacked from advertising.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You stuck your toe in that deep
I don't know,
puddle
man.
first.
I've been whacked a few times. We might go back and forth on that one. Well, I think this is all good and it's all positive. What I really think is important is to make sure these aren't just press releases coming out on a one time, and then that NBC isn't coming through, right? And so let's watch this. Let's see what the TV stations really do, because as one who's worked with multiple stations and have multiple agreements, it's very interesting to see how things play out and how there's a bait and switch.
Yeah. My fingers are crossed. So let's say that they say yes, and now we have until August 31st to plan for it. What would you recommend from a digital strategy standpoint we do to activate around that sponsorship? Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I would have to think, it would definitely be a strategy you'd want to get into soon. Probably, by June you would want to start. And so it just depending who you're trying to reach first. Is it the locals? Is it where the track is? Are we going to reach literally, is there already products being exchanged? Or are we looking at only a digital campaign and social? So I would probably set up a whole PR and content campaign that ran from June as soon as it was approved. And every week there would be information coming out about it, including from the sponsors, getting quotes from the sponsors, making, informational means. I would get local digital press where you can geo-fence and geo-target. So then this way, while that race is happening, people are walking around, they're actually getting hit on their mobile phone with different ads. I think that getting in touch with the local community to potentially provide that product that if people are interested, they can buy it would be a really beneficial, or samples for that matter, having people standing there. So I think it really, it comes down to a lot of budget and time, because all these things take time and money. Even if it's not a lot, bodies on the ground cost time and money, and going into the stores just to network, business development. And so, they're a little bit different when you come to digital, where we're specifically targeting demographics based on that age group or that financial group or stuff like that, and then you pay for it. It's a pay to play. You pay. You get your banners on the ads, and you're getting certain hits. So they have different ways where you pay for it, where it's called a CPM value, and that's a cost per million. It essentially means is for every 1,000 eyeballs that see your banner ad or that see that post, it costs a certain amount of money. So it could be a $5 CPM, it could be $100 CPM, depending how niche you're getting into. And so it would first start as, what is the goal? What's the objective and what's the goal? And then we would work backwards essentially from there. So there you would have we could have a blast with something like that, actually.
I'll tell you what, the day that I pay $100 CPM is the day that CBD comes, or that there's a CBD like a mesothelioma drug. like that's
right.
Talk about niche.
Yeah.
But the $5. How about the free bucks? What
about free bucks?
What about free bucks? What do you think about user generated content? We've got, like, Bobby's got 98,000 Facebook followers. And I was thinking, we could put like on the quarter panel of the car, maybe a bunch of people's photos or maybe even QR codes that go to web pages that tell their stories or something like that.
Right. Well, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to make sales or are you trying to bring awareness? There's two different modes. And so depending on what you're really trying to accomplish is really how you want to set that up. A QR code on a car, who's going to be able to scan that? So if it's make it local and then they can scan it and then they can walk into a store across the street and grab a free CBD bottle or a 50% off, wonderful.
Yeah.
Then that works. But if you're trying to reach on a mass and you're only going to get a small amount of people that can scan that, then that might not be the most appropriate.
Well, Jen, then how about just their photo? We put a rack of a couple hundred photographs on there and everybody gets on the car that way. I want to get these fans involved.
I think you need to take the Veedverks airship to that show and go around it.
That idea, actually. An interview like you did, I believe you did that in a conference in Colorado. I think that's a great idea. I think that if you want to involve people, get them on camera, ask them how they feel. You involve the people going to the race, and involve the racers if you can. But again, when you're looking at it, I think that often happens is, oh, what could we do that's cool, right? What could we do to put something out there? And that's great if you want awareness, but be careful you're not measuring awareness by your sales. So when you're setting it up, you have to think of what is our goal? What is our objective? Is it we just want to reach awareness and let everyone in the race community know CBD's in and we're not going anywhere? Great. Cool. That would where those pictures come in, the QR, all stuff like that. But if we're talking about some real sales, hard sales, and there's a shop going on that's in that area where the racetrack is, or even in Denver for that matter, and you say, hey, if you come in with this code or this snapshot of this car picture and show it to the register, you get boom. So you're getting a 50% off. But on top of that, what you're doing is you're able to measure. Right? People need to start to measure what they're spending their money on. I deal with this constantly, and I see dollars thrown in the wind because people think they're having fun and, oh, look what I did. I shined this light on a wall that said the name of our company. Awesome. Again, that's awareness. That's great for our ego. It's fun. It's cool to see our company there. But did it drive you sales? Did it expand your business? And those are the things that I think we need to all start thinking about.
Yeah, I think everybody has probably room to improve in that, but we definitely have always had trouble equating, say print ad spends to, does that result in sales? And the answer for us is always, we don't really know. I mean, it doesn't seem like it.
So the suggestion for you, Travis, is that's where you put your QR code.
Yeah.
Right? The QR card on that print magazine, now someone can scan it and now you can keep track of who's coming in through that ad, right? Or you have something set up whether I'm not sure where you sell your products, but wherever those products are being sold, that someone's able to somehow keep a track. So, there's downloading of different apps or showing, a coupon code. Right. And then that coupon code is set aside. It says, hey, we got 10 visitors in that came from the Veedverks shop. Mm-hmm. And we go, great. And so you can incentivize those bud tenders or those stores that are carrying the product. And that's also the same thing to step back and to put in those pictures on the car is, what you want to make sure is to incentivize the bodies you're using, whether that's a celebrity or a person that just used the product. We want to hear their voice. We want to hear what they have to say about it. It's not just putting their picture on it. It's really utilizing what it is behind that and why it matters. Because that's what's going to bring. If all of a sudden you have a picture on your car of a little girl who has been having 300 seizures a day to chew, and now this little girl's on the car, and then her family is sharing, oh, we're on this car, and she calls the local news station and says, we're advertising on this car because this medicine helped our daughter hears. Now we've just created this whole massive campaign. But make no mistake, it's always pay to play. Earned media is paid media. It's just paid to different people. And so the misperception, I think it's wrong, is, oh, well, they have 1,000 followers and they have 10,000 and 1 million. Well, that's great. We can all have followers, but if those followers don't follow through on a call to action, it doesn't matter. Just followers.
It's depressing.
Yeah.
It's really meant to empower you. It's not meant to depress you at all.
Yeah.
You have the power within, especially you guys. You have this incredible show you're doing. You get to interview anyone you want. Now you've been picked up by a bigger network that's helping reach more people. And so, utilize these options, bring others on there, let them tell you about their products, let them tell you about their experiences in the cannabis space, and really honing in on that niche. So people are just going to keep coming in. And then eventually what you're going to do is you're going to sell your own advertising on the show, like you've already done by offering free bottles or half discount and stuff. It's great marketing. That's a distribution outlet, and potentially one that we would use at 420 for our clients. So
I don't want to sell any products today.
No, we're not in the selling business.
We had a big snowstorm. I don't have any help here today. So anybody that orders something today, I have to pack that stuff up and send it out. So I'm hoping for a zero sale day would be fantastic.
I know.
Don't say that. That's bad to say to the universe.
Pile them all up till tomorrow.
That's what's up.
Go order tons of stuff at like 5 p.m. tonight. We'll get it out to you tomorrow.
That's right. There you go.
There's a lot of different companies opening up every day. CBD companies are on the other side as well. What's a good budget? I know it varies dramatically, but what's a minimum to get in to hire someone like yourself in 420 Media?
So, in the past year, we've taken on some CBD clients actually, and smaller. We don't usually try to work with anyone for less than 3 months because I don't think it's fair to anybody to think we're going to get something right away. We have gone to retainers. I think our retainer was about $3,000 was the lower end. And it included a lot though. I mean, we really filled our clients. They got videos, there was PR attached, there was articles and interviews. I mean, our goal is not to screw anyone into this industry. Our goal is literally to help people bring their products to the people that need them. And what happens sometimes is the people that need them can't come to those conferences, right? They're sick. They're the ones home dealing with the illness, dealing with the things, the pills or excuse me, reasons that they can't come to those events. And so I think that's who we have. That's what it's important to reach those people.
I was just checking out our Facebook. I shared this over to Facebook. I really do think that we burned them out last week, Michael.
Did we get whacked again?
No. Well, they can't because we're on.
Oh, like that.
It's
Are you on the live on Facebook too, though, or no?
No. I think
us.
we're going to start doing Restream. Restream.io. You can send out one stream and it'll go out to multiple platforms.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool,
so
cool.
that'll be the next step. But first, what we need is some new equipment here. Need some fancy microphones. I've seen your studio, or I've seen pictures where you've taken them in a studio, where I was envious of them.
Oh, are you on the live on Facebook?
Sorry,
wait.
I just clicked on that to see
something happened.
Oh, did I kill it?
No, I don't know. We lost Kerri. We'll come back.
Well, at least with a beautiful smile, I would be like frozen.
I wonder what happened.
I don't know. I clicked on that and it took me to YouTube. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know why we lost our connection with Kerri.
Neither do I.
We'll get her back on. Let's see. Wouldn't be a live show if we didn't have technical difficulties.
It could be the snow or she's in the mountains in North Carolina and it dropped there.
Is that where she said she was?
In North Carolina, yeah.
Oh,
right now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was messing with other stuff.
Yeah.
No, it looks like that's not on us. It looks like that's on her side.
At least we're going to say it's on her side. So when are you going to hear from NASCAR? When do you think you're going to hear?
I think that we'll get news this week. Mm-hmm. They had the All-Star race last weekend in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then this week they're going to be in Charlotte again. So they've been there for a whole week.
Oh, nice.
Where's that echo coming from?
I think we have ghosts on our podcast.
We might very well have ghosts.
It all started.
I was disconnected last time too, wasn't I?
Well, he started it. With the M word.
The M word.
The M word. That's what got us, and now we're haunted.
We're haunted.
We're haunted.
You haven't said it yet today.
No. Because
we're not saying
maybe
it.
Next time I need to be in the airship.
Yeah.
Separated. So you were talking about studios.
Yes.
Setup. Yeah. A great studio setup is super important, and it helps things get streamlined in all production and stuff. So I highly recommend, if you're doing weekly pod and video casts, definitely get good equipment and a great crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're a good crew.
You're a good crew.
I don't. Well, you're the one. Okay, you're the technician. I just sit here.
Tell
and
me
talk.
you love me. I'll be.
Love you.
Me too. Me too. Wait, you said me too. You didn't say it back. Yeah, we.
So how's this show going? How's your business? Why don't you guys catch us up on? You both have businesses in the industry, and I know I've seen Michael at trade shows in the past, and so I'd love to hear more, and I'm sure our audience would love to hear more of what these experiences are like. I mean, we come a little more OG in this space than the ones coming in on 2019.
Wow, she's throwing it back on us. Now she's interviewing the interviewers.
That's good. That's smart. That's smart.
Yeah.
So your question is, what do we do to market ourselves?
Well, no.
Or what do we do?
What keeps you going, Travis? I mean, you've been denied on these car races. We've all had issues in our marketing. You guys got shut down on Facebook last week. Now, these are not easy things to deal with as business people. So there's many I know that would never get involved in an industry that was doing things like that. And so, what keeps you going? Like, same as with you, Michael. What keeps us going? We all have our own reasons. I'm just curious, what's your why? Why you keep doing this then?
I do this because I saw never fails. I'll tell you what, whoever calls us during a live show gets minus 10 points. Minus 10 points for not subscribing to
It's
our
only
YouTube
a
channel.
huge $1 million white label deal.
Yeah.
How do I wire the money to your account?
I saw
That's right.
I saw Sanjay Gupta's weed special when I lived in Texas, and about a year later I lived in Colorado because if you want to boil it down to one moment, it's the moment when I saw Charlotte Figge, or however you say her last name, stop having a seizure because of cannabis. And once I moved here, I became some of the first people who I met, fortunately, were medical refugees, and I became a very strong advocate for American medical refugees. And so what
Dawn.
keeps...
Isn't that Dawn's, right? Dawn?
Yeah, Amy Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I do it for the patients. I do it for my dad, who's taking chemo in Kansas because he lives in Kansas. And I wish that he had cannabinoid-based medicines available to him there for legal use, because he's not, of course I'm in his ear like, screw the man, save your life.
Yeah.
So
that's a different generation, and I understand what you're saying too. Trying to help your father has got to be a really big deal. It's how I came into this space. So keep pushing him.
Yeah. I want to, they lied to us in junior high. And I want to undo all of those lies, and I want to get the word out. I want to do everything I can to help end prohibition of cannabis, and I want to document what we are doing to end
along
prohibition.
The way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. For me, I fell into a great job with BioTrack THC as their senior vice president of business development. But it was kind of, I don't know, in my destiny, because several years before that, I had a broken neck by a chiropractor, and I was heavily on roxycodones. And actually, between Suboxone at that time and starting to smoke marijuana again 4 months later, I was off the worst, addiction? Did I say it?
You did.
Oh, I said the M word. Oh, shame on me. What, cannabis?
Take two.
What? Anyways,
No.
It's a side thing we got going
like,
that he started. But anyways, did I say it?
Yeah, you did. You did. I'll keep pointing it out. We're gonna start saying cannabis.
Yeah. But anyways, it is what it is. Actually, what I enjoy doing right now over the last 2 years is focused in more on hemp, raw goods, and Panacea. Panacea is one of the larger manufacturers in the country now. Our facility here in Golding is incredible. We're going for a GMP certification and FDA certification starting, I think, next month. Yeah. So good times. It's a great time to be in the industry.
Yeah, that's
marijuana.
Awesome. Good for you.
Hit it. Anyways.
That's it. You guys don't want it. Why don't you want to use the word marijuana?
I know. It's something he started last week, and we did get kicked. Maybe it did jinx us.
It might have.
It might have.
I'm gonna start
that's why you think you got kicked off?
No. It's just something that, he's born again.
We'll keep doing it. Cannabis. We're gonna stop. We're going to eliminate the M word from our vocabulary.
But the F word is totally acceptable on our show.
Love the F word. Cannot eliminate that. So, what's your reasoning for eliminating the word?
Yes. What is our reasoning?
Well, it's not your reason.
I know, but I get tallied. I got two. I'm down to two.
The reason I'm asking you is this is a conversation that comes up often, I find. And there's quite a few perspectives on it from this historical nature. And so I'm just curious because I use the word cannabis normally, but marijuana, weed, pot, ganja, herb, it's a plant. I love it all. And my understanding on the racist campaign is also different understanding when I've spoken with people from Mexico and different Spanish of where the word marijuana comes from. And so I'm just curious of your reasoning.
I think my major motivation is the fact that hemp is cannabis sativa L with less than 0.3% delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol on a dry weight basis. And by passing the Farm Bill, Congress legalized cannabis, except for the kind that has more than 0.3% delta-9 THC in it. And so if we start using the word cannabis now instead of marijuana, and then tell everybody, by the way, they legalize cannabis as long as it doesn't have too much delta-9 THC in it, then I think that's will ultimately benefit us in our effort to mainstream cannabis and to end prohibition of it.
Okay. Good reason. Thank you for sharing.
What's your reason?
I say I don't care. Normally I say cannabis. I always have. But honestly, I understand where you're coming from, or where some other people are coming from, especially if you look at it from a historical standpoint. I respect your decision.
Well, that's the thought.
Yeah, that's it.
Very interesting. Yeah, these are things we're going to be dealing with in the U.S. Virgin Islands during their conference in that time, because it's a very unique market and an untapped market, very different than anything I've ever seen in the States right now for education and empowerment, with viable opportunities to really build the infrastructure of cannabis, hemp, and CBD industries with the government and with the medical professionals. And so that's really also why I was asking you what your reasoning was for the word, because I want to make sure that when our speakers and educators are coming down there, we're providing the proper information and education. And history has a lot to do with all of this. So I'm excited to do that with the islands. And I think it's a really great opportunity to help. I guess it would be the Black community, it would be the word to say, or people of color, some people use. But right now, to have a Rastafarian commissioner of agriculture, so very, very open and welcoming to cannabis, medical cannabis, hemp, and CBD information, education, and really, really, really building the infrastructure of these industries. And we're not legal yet. This is what's so interesting to me, is we're technically not legal yet. Above 3%, Travis. So it's just a very interesting to be working with this market right now and understanding, looking at numbers and going, wow, these guys are getting 2 million visitors, tourists a year. All their patients can grow up to 12 plants. They're all going into licensing on different farms, and also research and wellness centers and stuff like that. I mean, if I'm going to go to a hospice, I would much rather go to a hospice in the islands than I would in
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just so interesting being in this industry now and working on this event with is people that have no idea. Like, they've never seen your products from Veedverks, and they've never seen these, not everyone, but the majority have never had a CBD skin cream on their hands and felt that pain gone in 30 seconds. They haven't had those tinctures and, that experience. So it's a very exciting time to share this education. And I feel really fortunate. I hope you guys come down to be able to do it to a community that is, not only were they part of this racist campaign of marijuana, but they're leading it. There's a chance for this community to actually lead the charge and not talk about equity positions, but talking about bringing people into their companies. And so I think the dynamic of this and the way it can change the face of this game is tremendous. So I don't know. I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit.
When is the Expo conference?
The Expo is going to be July 19th through the 1st. Yeah, and it's really high level. I really do hope you guys come. Friday night, we're going to be doing a meet and greet with the commissioner. We're inviting the governor, lieutenant governor, senators, medical professionals from the health department. My right-hand co-producer you met Nicole. Nicole used to be public relations for the health department. Yeah. She's serious, too. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better co-producer to help in this event. So in that meeting, that will be with our speakers and some of the experts. And we're bringing, we're going to be bringing down really high-level people in that capacity as well, teaching about, hemp, medical cannabis, legal, business, and the laws. What does this mean when we're regulated, or like biotrack stuff, RFID and seed to sale? Like, this is a new world. And then growing from, learning about soils to seeds and genetics and why these things matter, upwards of growing from B2B, and also for moms and grandmas and dads or caretakers that can now grow the medicine in their backyards or in their front yard, for that matter, and create these tinctures themselves. So this event on Friday, the meet and greet is really going to be between these high-level people and our expert high-level people, which I believe makes a room for magic. When you put the right people together with the right intentions, it can be magical, really. And truly, networking is everything. It's all the relationships. Everything is a relationship. So I feel really strong about that. And I like to close my eyes sometimes and I imagine, wow, a year from now, we can be walking into grows that are holding lights from the lighting companies we brought down, or they're carrying genetics that are genetics that are saving children or helping with Crohn's and cancer for here, and now they're helping them there. And so, things like that is what's so different about this conference. And then there's Saturday. That's me. Here, let me walk inside.
What is it, a weed eater?
Yeah, something like that.
Yes, our neighbor. And so then Saturday we have a conference that is, sorry, let me situate. So Saturday's conference is going to be an expo. It's open to the public. We expect no less than 500 attendees who have never seen these products again. We have some vendors and exhibitors coming from the mainland and local. And then we have 4 tracks, like I said, running that will be educating. So while they're educating, there's vendors with products. Our vendors can sell their products, which is everything, right? So
even with THC in them?
No THC.
Okay, just so the CBD products though you can sell there.
I'm sorry, non-THC products.
Well, she said 500. If you and I were the main speakers, I think it'd get up to 1,000.
Oh, easily.
Oh, easily.
Of course.
But we cost too much.
Totally. But think about it, guys. I mean, think about going to a place that you've never. I mean, you look at alcohol. Imagine living in an area for 80 years, 100 years, and all of a sudden this event is coming, and you can try craft beer or wine, or you can see the glasses that are poured in, or you can see how these products are made, and then you're helping to build what is now that legal industry in those places. And so, big picture, people understand what I'm saying.
Sure.
Yeah.
Actually. And that's what I've noticed is that, I talked to a friend of mine last night who helps raise funds for companies in the cannabis and CBD space. And I said, these are the kind of events that you're raising money you wish your company can come to. You wish, because now you're reaching this whole new untapped market. This is a market share. You're talking about 3 islands in the Caribbean, who also is right across from the BVI. And so BVI is also going into legalization. You got Tortola and the other islands across the way. So I just think, again, we're not even in a legal area yet. So what does this mean for products? And for me, knowing the VI and just how they use food and vegetables and soil in general, or what kind of products can they create with partners such as yourselves, maybe, that are creating products on the mainland, but then now they're adding to them and putting their own flavor, right? I mean, it's a true industry. There's dispensaries are going to be made. There are 2 million visitors. They can all get passes to go buy medical marijuana. And so these are I just feel incredible, really. In all the research and all the work I'm doing on this event, and it's a lot, I just never have seen so many positive potential outcomes from these events. And, one of our main things was making sure our vendors can sell their non-THC products, because to me, there's nothing worse than saying how great something is, but you can't use it. You can't, sorry, it's awesome, you can't buy it. So when these people are learning on the CBD 101 in one of our education, and then they come out into the vendors, and all of a sudden now they're seeing a skincare line or tinctures or different products, I think that's game changing. I think there's nothing but compared to firsthand experience, really, and then those are just this is just the beginning. It's literally just the beginning of what can be. And so, compared to markets like Colorado or California, very saturated, or Washington, where I love Washington, it's where my companies are out of, and they don't have home grow. You can't grow your own plant. To me, that's just, it doesn't even make any sense. And so this is where we have that opportunity to not only educate the people, but educate the decision makers of why this is important. And I think, when it comes to hemp, we're talking about a whole other level, especially in places like the islands, where we can build hemp houses that can survive these horrible hurricanes and weather disasters that are annihilating people. And so it's just a very exciting time and different. It motivates me to have government listening. It really does, where and to have people excited to come in. We're not pulling, we're not pulling people to try to get into this event. They want to be there. They want to learn about it. And I think, for businesses like both of yours and all of our colleagues, really, it's a super win for everybody involved if it fits their goals and objectives. So it's just not for everybody. But if they're big picture and this makes sense as a market share, then this is definitely something that people want to get involved in. And I'm going to guarantee that any of our people will meet the Commissioner of Agriculture 100%, because, you know, there's a money exchange with vendors and exhibitors because we're in business. But these are our partners. These are people that we want to succeed because they want the islands to succeed. And that's the kind of relationships that we work with, really.
I've been thinking about making a new CBD product that's CBD infused rabbit poop for my dog. It's his.
Why does he eat it?
It's yeah. Oh yeah, he loves rabbit poop. And I was thinking about if you could. It's you know, you can Google almost anything, but artificial rabbit poop is not a Googleable.
And I know you've tried.
But I figured that'd be pretty clever to have a little bag of
Get your
rabbit poop dog treats.
You'd have healthy rabbits and dogs. Hey, tell.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Wait.
go ahead.
Do you have dog products?
Not yet.
We do.
Working on. You do.
Cat and dog. Yeah. Are they going to allow cannabis lifestyle resorts on the island?
Right now, they're medical cannabis. So I believe that there is. I can send you the bill. I don't have the answer off the top of my head, but I definitely know these are definitely open conversations of this moving forward. And again, that's where I think those meet and greets and stuff matter, because people need to talk to people like yourself, Michael, with the different. I don't have those experiences. I don't sell CBD. That's not what we do. But I definitely connect people, and I think putting people in the right areas that they can feed each other information is that's where you're going to get the answers and the change.
I'd like to remind everybody who's watching us right now, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, because this is going to be our main streaming destination from now on, after getting that show killed last week.
Well, we're still dead, right?
Huh?
We're still dead on Facebook.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I had it up. Here it is. They don't let us stream live.
What's your YouTube channel? Veedverks?
Well, we need another 11 subscribers. So I've got a link on Facebook to the YouTube stream. So if we just get 11 more people, then we can get a vanity URL, and that'll be great. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get you 11 more people today.
Nice.
So what's around the corner? What else is happening besides the conference in the Virgin Islands?
Well, we're going to be launching an online TV network soon.
Nice.
We're looking at potentially opening some studios up in Humboldt. We're in conversations right now. We're going into pre-production for our Grow series and Grow channel, which is phenomenal. We're going to have series from HGTV style growing for mom and pop, all the way up to breeders and genetics and the backstories from the OGs.
Nice.
We have shows we have a couple shows now that we put out. This is cool too. This is potentially something for you guys, where we put logo placement or 15 or 30-second commercial creation and placement in the series. It's a graphic creation, so it'd be from our animator in Hollywood. We're not coming to set up shoots, but we started pricing on that for like $1,000. I think it's like $1,000, $2,500 for a 15-second commercial. 30 seconds is like $5,000. And then what we're doing is, through an intake form, we get the information. The editor makes the commercial, send it back, go through the approval, and then client gets the commercial in their own right, and then it gets placed in the series for life. Meaning it's actually edited into the whole series. So if someone says, hey, I was in the first series of Athletes in Cannabis with Marv Washington, and people are like, yeah, right, you can go back into that series and it lives there. So and in the commercial sense as well as the series. So that's kind of a game changer for businesses as well. It's something that, if you have your product, again, potentially a CBD product for athletes, and it's in the series of athletes and cannabis talking about this. Well, when they see your product by affiliation, that's the number they're going to call, or that's the email they're going to look into. And so, again, it's about getting those audiences, what we were talking about earlier. It's how do we reach those audiences? So those two series are really great. One is Fifth Quarter, hosted by Mark Washington, and it's really, really good. Really good. I mean, I've got him and Boo Williams talking about cannabis and CBD and suicide in the NFL. We have Marv in a lab learning how to make CBD in a pharmacy. We have him doing different interviews with great people, from Sebastian Cote, who had the lawsuit with Marv against Jeff Sessions, all the way to like Keiko Beatty or Leah Heiss, Josh Krosny, Stormy Simon in different interviews on conventions and stuff. And then we have this really, really cool show. And these are both ongoing. So we're going to go back into filming with Mara again soon. We were texting recently. The other show is Movers and Shakers. So we filmed that in November in Las Vegas, and we had green screen. We were talking about the studio setups. We had green screen setups over a few days. And I had one of our DPs, the camera person was from The Doctor Show. One of my partners is a 2-time Emmy nominated blah, 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 which will come out soon. And what that series is it's people like yourself talking about yourself and your experience in cannabis and any insights you would give to others looking to come into this space. So it's definitely something that's going to be watched, both, again, B2B and B2C. We have Wanda James, little Landon Riddle that's been cancer-free for 6 years, to Renee Gagdon, to Scott Dora, or Riley Cote. I have another guy. I just found out I didn't even know he was an Olympic, like he was an Olympian, because we were filming so much. So just going through, I think we have 30-something people already. And again, those series will have commercials, and those commercials are going to be cannabis, hemp, or CBD. And so maybe it will be one of you guys, you know?
I think Travis would be ideal for it. He's got that personality for that, the mover and shaker, and he's definitely OG.
I've never been on the top 100 list.
We strive for the bottom 100.
I wasn't 20 under 20 or 30 under 30. I'm running out of time to be 50 under 50 of anything.
Maybe one day I'll make 60 under 60.
I would tell
Kerri, do that. Yeah, for the OGs in this industry. 7.5 years.
I should definitely do something like that.
It will be serious with a comedy edge.
For sure. I like it. Well, you know, I think we got to really think about ways to, you know, what differentiates your brands. You know, I don't even know anymore. People say, what should I get? What kind of CBD should I get? And I don't know what to say anymore. What are you dealing with? You know, it depends. There's a wide array of reasons people are using, and there's also a wide array of product and their quality. Sure. And some of it is just, I mean, when I'm reading about the pesticides and the metals that are being found, I'm appalled. I'm appalled, and I'm scared. I'm scared that someone is going to get hurt. And then we go and blame cannabis because someone got hurt because you put a metal in your product or put shit in your product, and now you're feeding off of the cannabis activists and the cannabis businesses have been working our asses off to make sure that doesn't happen. And now these greed rushers come in, they slap a label on one of these other white label companies that are now everyone and their mother is a CBD broker. I mean, it's absurd. It's literally absurd. So how do we get this information out and go, well, who's real? Who's not? Who's standing out from, you know, against one to the other, literally? You know, I mean, we know there's brands of the bigger, the money guys, right? Elixinol, you know, the isodiols, the hemp meds and stuff. But there's some really great smaller CBD companies that their products are just as good, if not better. And except they don't know how to market. or they don't have a budget like a Lixinol or an Ice Style or something like that. So we have to find ways to do that. Shows like this are great, right? And we can talk at a later date of how to implement these products into these shows. So now you can start giving, not only are you making money for your podcast and to get the equipment you need, you're giving people a place to put their information out about their stuff. And somebody's going to watch this show, they're going to watch one of our shows, as I had Marv Washington saying, and it's going to change their life. They're going to get a product that all of a sudden that pain that they're in is gone, or that those sleepless nights, all of a sudden they have a chance to sleep. But we have to find the way to get the proper information. And the best way I can do it is through our video and through our integrity of really only putting, for what I deem the best people, not always right, but for the most part, trying to put the right information out there as best as we can. Yeah.
Sure. We've got some hurdles to overcome. A lot of CBD companies out there, unfortunately, put inferior products into their raw goods. They don't even put CBD in their product, and it's on the shelf. Yeah. And really Google some companies. Where do they get their raw goods? Is it domestic? Is it European? Or at the very worst, to me, is it from China?
That's what I heard. I heard that recently. I don't know. Maybe it might have been Jason Cranford or somebody. I read a quote in one of those articles about the pesticides and metals that said, I think it was upwards of 70% of the hemp was coming from China.
You just got to watch out.
Overseas. So, yeah. I mean, again, what are we using the hemp for, right? Don't use CBD. You're not using the same thing for CBD as we are for the house.
Right.
Those are the education we all need to have and get out.
Well, we'll start a hemp series.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea, Michael. Maybe one week dedicated to hemp, and every day you have somebody on there. Actually, I believe Kerri Accardi is a group on Facebook, Women Empowerment in Cannabis. They just changed the name from Women Entrepreneurs in Cannabis to Women Empower. I think it's Empowerment or something. And they're doing a series on hemp. So every day or weekly, they're having a series come out and educators and people share their story. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's an awesome idea. It's how we get out there.
Sure.
I will check it out.
And good shout out to Dash for stepping it up, right? And Purple Haze.
Yep. Amen. Good shout out.
I think it's really important. This is really important work, what we're doing. And it's fun.
I love it.
Yeah, I can't imagine doing it.
Boy, this hour flew by, didn't it?
Yeah, we managed to do it. Look at us.
We did.
I told you we would jab.
I know. It's Travis, not me. No. But I tell you, any parting words of wisdom or any information or what?
My wisdom is keep marketing budgets in line with your products and be serious about it, because as great as your product is, if you don't have someone using it, it doesn't matter.
True.
For anyone that needs help with 420 Media, shout out to us. 420media.us, 420-0585 is a number. And, anyone in cannabis, hemp, or CBD that's serious, that's for the big picture, and that is looking for a new market, share. Please contact me about Cannabis. That is July 19th through 21. We have some limited exhibitor booths available. We have phenomenal speakers that we will be announcing. I think our press release comes out either tomorrow or Thursday. And if anyone just has questions, feel free to email me or shout out on Twitter or something like that. Come follow us. We'll go follow you. Let's get these guys their 11 more followers.
Yeah.
That will give us a total of 12. Right. 11. Yeah. So that's all we're looking.
I'll tell you what, it is tough to it's tough to build up a following on a new platform.
Sure.
Especially when you can't run Facebook ads. Like I've got a video on Facebook that's got almost 50,000 views, but I was able to run Facebook ads to, point at that YouTube video. If we could just do that again, it'd be fantastic.
Yeah, we will.
We have to, we have to do this one at a time. So 11 more would be fantastic.
Make sure that call to actions in all of your podcasts. Follow us. Put that post on Instagram. When you have guests like myself or others that have more followers, have them share it. Ask them to share. It is about alliance, and it's about sharing. Share other people's posts. Even though you have a podcast, share others' podcasts. Sure. Because that's what's important about really true alliance in this plant is going to change. That's what will change this. So that's parting words is be nice. Don't be an asshole. And,
I like it.
Love it.
Be nice. Don't be an asshole.
The A word's perfectly fine on our show.
Let me just say a shout out to my deaf friends on that one, because they did a shoot with that's Angela Hanks, her husband, Jared, Brandy, and Lindsay are a deaf group that created a cannabis sign language, and they recently did a shoot with Tommy Chong, and one of their shirts is "Don't be an asshole" with the symbol, which is pretty funny.
What's the symbol for it?
Don't be an asshole.
Yeah, no, I mean, what's the symbol?
I'll send you a picture.
Okay. Sounds good.
So, and they might be great guests at some point. At some point in the future, I'll definitely let you know. They have an incredible language that they created for deaf people, and to be able to communicate about terpenes in your endocannabinoid system and healing. These are, the woman is a third generation pharma who was born deaf. The two women that she works with they've been friends since I think they were 5 years old, all with some sort of form of hearing issues. And so to be able to communicate, I'll tell you this is cannabis. It's over your heart. There's a C outlining your heart. And so you're throwing the stigma away, right? Because children are using this as a medicine. This is about love. And so it's an outline of your heart of a C.
Nice.
So I like it.
They have other words for terpenes and for endocannabinoid system, which there is no words for this. And what are you going to spell endocannabinoid system,
Nah.
So I think, it's just a really good opportunity and to open up that market. From what I understand, 5% of the world are deaf or have some form of hearing impairment. Sure. And so this is, again, when we're talking about reaching the people that need these products, these are the people that need these products. And these are the people that need the education. And so it's up to us to reach them. And so that's when you call 420 Media.
420 Media. Kerri Accardi. Great show.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you, Kerri, very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael, for another
great show.
Excellent show.
High five to you.
High five. Thanks, everybody, for joining. We will see you again soon.
Bye-bye. Have a great day. See you next Tuesday.